send someone a I love you, just extras. Before I put my phone down, I'm sitting in the sunlight and I'm actually getting a little bit cooked. It's supposed to be winter, they say. Doesn't feel like it to me. Not right now. It's literally, I wouldn't be surprised if it's 24 degrees Celsius. So, pushing 80 Fahrenheit, I think. Pushing 80 Fahrenheit. And while I'm sitting here in the sun, I feel like I'm sweating. This is not comfortable. The sun should set a little bit as we keep going. I just have to keep going as well. I did technically choose to sit here, so I can't exactly complain. I have a yoga mat offering reflective light here. It's working. It's working. And then I can settle in with you friends and we can start having our conversation. Today, we're talking about confidence and humility. I am a confident person, I believe. I have been, at the very least. I'm confident in the knowing that I don't have anything left here. But I'm also confident in knowing that there's a little bit in here, so it should be fine, at least for the next 37 minutes or whatever. So where does today's stream topic slot into our lives? Confidence and humility. Starting with the fractal of being confident, I wasn't always, for what it's worth. Quite the contrary. And still some percentage of my confidence is superficial, right? Applied. You know, like the confidence is like the vehicle, but I have to put new paint on it every time I drive it. If that's supposed to make sense. I don't know, but I'm trying to get at the fact that confidence is one of those things that will always serve you. It will always get you where you're going, like a vehicle. But you still have to do maintenance. You still have to keep it clean. You still have to not rev your car super loud, obnoxiously so, in front of other people. All right? Like, and that's the way, maybe like this is the perfect, I didn't think it was going to go there, but this feels like the perfect analogy to explain this humility/confidence ratio, right? Where confidence in my life, at the very least, has been a vehicle of progress, right? Has been a vehicle of change, that I can confidently show up for something, and then that thing is more likely to happen than if I was showing up for it without confidence, right? Me posing a request, asking you for something, me being confident makes it more likely that you might actually accept, right? And I've been thinking about cool, the concept of cool, right? What makes a person cool? And apparently, what makes a person cool, according to studies, is their concisiveness, especially so in decision making. We think people that are good at making decisions, concise, quick decisions, we find them cool. And then also, of course, having the confidence to be secure in your decision after having made it. That makes you cool as well, apparently. I'm cooking here. I'm the furthest thing from cool as of right now. Part of me wants to put something in the way, but I also want to not put something in the way to the point where it's going to interrupt my visuals. I'm going to do something like this. You can still see that, can't you? I believe yes. Huh. I'm still going to try and do what I wanted to. Give myself shield. It is better. I can feel like there's less sunlight on me, but it's not perfect. Hello, triers. Hey, Hoops. Hey, Hoops, thanks for trying, oh. I'm still getting blasted. Isn't it funny how literally 20 minutes from now, the sun is going to have set, and then it's going to be so cold that I'm going to wish it back again. Oh, this one is loose. Let me do one of these. I'm trying to create more height on this thing. The differences in these chairs are compounding, but I think I found something that could work. Yes. Yes. Success and race. And then I'll do like a sneaky like this. And then we'll what chair? What chairs? What? I think I can get away with it. Can I? Let me see. If I yeah, that makes me happy. Yay, another watching moment where you can just watch me, see my brain skizz out IRL. Yeah, this works. My hair is still illuminated, but most of my body is in the shade now. Nice. I'm getting dopamine. My brain is like, Thank you, brain. Thanks. All right, bringing it back. Confidence and humility. I think I lack humility. I don't think I lack confidence. I find some joy in the revving of the vehicle. There's some joy in me that I find. Right? And to you who are like, what are you talking about? We were making this comparison that confidence is like a vehicle, something that can get you places. However, you can also use that vehicle obnoxiously. You can have the vehicle that is confidence, but it can be beaten and battered, be full of, bump marks, paint scratching off, maybe even being sun bleached, right? That can be your vehicle of confidence. But your vehicle of confidence can also be the Lamborghini, right? With the nice lines and the pretty colors and the loud engine. And technically, both of those vehicles could get you where it is you want to go, right? Maybe someone might not judge you that much for the state within which your confidence is. In fact, some people might even want to help. They might even notice that you might be low confidence and want to see you grow, want to see you become higher confidence, as you continue to progress. However, in this confidence car analogy, if you're the kind of person that stands in the neighborhood just revving their vehicle, all right, maybe it'll be cool for a few seconds, but then people will lose their mind. And I feel like that's almost like the place that I'm in experientially right now. That's what I'm thinking about. Very much, how can I ensure that I am humble while at the same time extracting the joy that I derive from my own confidence, right? Like there's a certain playfulness in my heart when someone challenges me, if I can understand that I am not threatened, if that makes sense, right? So confidence can also be a matter of like trying to be a deterrent to threatening things, for example. So when we experience something potentially threatening to our ego, we more often than not respond in turn, right? Respond defensively. And I am very guilty of that as well. However, in those moments that you realize you are not being threatened and you're going to be okay, even if this person is potentially challenging you, there is a shift that happens inside your mind, right? Where, at least in my personal experience, I get to lean into my confidence. I also, unfortunately, in those circumstances, lose my humility again, but I usually try and stay playful. I'll supplement humility for whatever tongue in cheek. You know that tongue in cheek energy? Like, I know I'm saying some whack shit, but I know that I'm saying some whack shit. I'm saying the whack shit on purpose so that both of us can be whacked out. I hope that that makes sense. Maybe you can teach me. Maybe you can tell me how you deal with balance as it relates to confidence and humility. Do you think I need more humility? Am I not confident enough? Could I use more of both? Confidence is an interesting metric, right? Because you might consider me, considering myself, more confident than I am. And vice versa could be true as well. And then there's an air of confidence in believing that I am capable of convincing you of anything at all. If I convince you of something today, it is to love yourself, to know that you are loved already by this world, by Mama Gaia, by me, by the friends in this space. If you say hey, they'll probably say hi back, sending you blessings. I have something called Platinum OG in here. Really beautiful nugs, kind of purple-esque. It has those almost like cattail. Are they called cattails? Those like nobules that stack on top of each other, kind of bud structure. But the flavor, to me, it's good, but it feels very subdued. Mojo, is it confidence to respond aggressively when challenged, or insecurity? It's a good question. It's a good question, Mojo. I don't know if you were here for me talking a little bit about that earlier. Today is such a beautiful day. We are blessed and highly favored. Yes, we are. There's still green left in there, but you'll see. I'm fine. This is what it looks like to be fine. Okay, this time I'm really fine. I'm fine. I'm so fine. Oh, yeah, that is some of the better buds that I do have, full disclosure. I think that is why it took me out to town. Wined and dined me. Love is true. Yeah, confidence and humility. Mojo asked a very poignant question. If you respond aggressively with somebody's challenge, isn't that technically insecurity? Is it confidence to respond aggressively when challenged, or insecurity? Yeah, I believe it is probably a type of insecurity, because again, your aggressive response in that moment is in defense of, right? Aggression is usually either oppositional or, defensive, right? It's like you're either going for the attack or you're defending against the attack. And you can do both of those things from that place of aggressiveness, right? And I try to share it from that perspective. If you can stay secure inside yourself, stay secure in who you know you are, when someone says something to you, you won't respond from that place of insecurity, but instead from that place of confident humility. And I am seeing it very much that just confidence, alone, Mojo, could potentially still be the one that aggressively challenges back, right? However, there is a certain level of insecurity in that confidence instead of there being a humility in that confidence, right? It's almost like the energy has something, and then when you attach something to that energy, it changes the frequency thereof, right? And your DNA works like that even. So it's not too far-fetched that our emotions and feelings, spiritual approaches, attachments to this reality would kind of follow the same rules. I have, for a large part of my life, Mojo, maybe I can say it from this perspective, for a large part of my life, I have been insecurely confident. Where I'm confident in my own abilities. I'm just insecure in you believing me, almost, right? It's like for the first while in my life, I had to convince other people, right? And it went through a bunch of different stages. It went through the stages of being a child and coping with that reality, and then the stage of starting to become an adult. And during that time of my life, I started to choose my own beliefs, right? Instead of kind of like believing what I was assigned, I started asking my own questions. And then I grew up eventually. But during that time, during that shift from being a kid to being a non-believer in a very religious community, right? There was this confidence, and there still is this confidence in me, this certainty that I am going against the grain, right? I'm not going with the flow. I'm not following the rest of the pack, but I still believe I'm right, right? Like I still have that confidence in me. But that confidence came from a place of insecurity at first. And thinking of it from a perspective of, I literally felt insecure in my environment, with the people that I was with the things that were believed, because it didn't induce a sense of security in me to believe those things, right? And because of my confidence, almost like stemming from that place, my confidence did find itself attached to a bunch of different metrics. I enjoyed reading during that time of my life. So I had that as a metric of confidence, of like, I am significantly more informed than every single one of these people in the room, right? And I could with confidence say that in most rooms, like I am more informed, right? And that gave me confidence. But it gave me that confidence from a place of security, as in I believe I understand things and I know things about the world that's going to give me an edge in this moment, which gives you a sense of security. But the need to have that comes from a place of insecurity, right? So you're always playing catch up, experientially with yourself. You're like putting these limiters in front of you and the other people by almost like showing up from a perspective of, again, war logic almost, right? Like we are in this competitive environment. Every single other person has needs as well as you do, all right? Every single person will do what they need to meet their needs, all right? And again, then it's a matter of information. What are people's needs? What are people willing to do? What do they have on them? Do they wield weapons? Are they the kind of person that would attack you head on? Would they attack you from the back? Which people can you trust? Which people do you have to have close to you so that your back can be protected from more than one angle? Then we were alone. All right, and again, it's like all of these things are still built into our biology. They're still built into our ability to feel confident in a space. All right, like there is a big can of worms, and those people that probably look the most confident in our world, that again, as I said, as I have in my life, when they walk into a room, they look at it from a combative perspective. Like, is there anybody in this room that could kill me before I could kill them? Right? And again, if that is the place that you're coming from, sure, you could be confident. You could be the most powerful person in that room, physically speaking. You could be the fastest, most high density, tensile strength, individual. Cut people with your hands. You could be that. You could be that. However, if you're not walking into a room where that's the objective, then you have skilled confidence, right? Again, you might be that person, but then it comes to a very emotional conversation. It comes to you considering pain that might not have been something you expected. You might find out something that hurts you more than you knew you could handle. Right now, your freaking high density tensile strength means nothing because the insides are hurting. Right, all of that strength, all of that bulletproofedness, and still, with a few words, the ouch now inside of you, eating your soul. And again, right, I find myself more and more confident in my ability to just find peace in my reality. Then I find myself confident that I can kill my enemies, right? And again, like, I want that to almost like be today's lesson. That is the conscious evolution that I'm trying to communicate. Is going from a perspective of the only way for me to achieve peace is to kill those that would wage war with me, to I am at peace. I am. Actually, already I am. This person is trying to wage war at me. I am at peace. Sure, I might defend myself, but I'm not going to lose sleep about it tonight. Right? Maybe there will be time for me to deliberate strategy, but when I'm with my family, I'll try and be present. Right? Like, it's what do I want to be confident in? And can I stay humble? Because again, if the powerful confidence can be that loud, obnoxious one, right? And this confidence that I'm talking about, that is the emotional depth that we allow ourselves, right? And again, talking about it from that perspective of no matter what happens, if you practice your emotional depth, if you grow confident in the amount of emotional depth you have, and you might wonder, what does that mean? To me, it means the range of things you have allowed yourself to feel. All right, that is emotional depth. If you have only, and this is me not trying to cast judgment, it's me trying to create an observational window for us to experience within. If you have only, throughout your entire life, experienced being in a room, scrolling TikTok, right, having your food put down at your door, having a bathroom in the room with you, ensuite bathroom, right? Like, if that has been the only thing that is your reality for your entire reality, you do not have the same level of emotional depth. And it's not me casting judgment. Again, you might have some other emotional depth. You might experience so many whack stuff on your little TikTok device that you can handle anything on a screen, right? For example, again, you might have extreme amounts of confidence with the level of horrifying stuff you can see on a screen and be unfazed by it. But then something happens in real life, right? Instead of just having your food delivered at your door, you find out that you are now obligated to go and fetch it from the place that makes it, right? Like, they have a new policy in place. No more having your food delivered to you. You have to go and get it, right? Now, suddenly, with the emotional depth that you lack, that could be like catastrophic. It could be like world ending, right? You might not have any confidence that you're capable of doing that. And it is because you don't have that depth explored in yourself. And again, that depth is available to every single one of us. That's the beautiful part of it, is that you're not losing anything technically by not exploring yourself. You're just not getting as much, right? And it is this juxtaposition because that's my own bias. I like more. More is good, I believe. I don't know why. I think it's because I believe that's the nature of reality, right? The nature of reality is abundance. There's more always. There's so much more than you can imagine. There's more than you can ever hope for. There's more than you can ask. And in that, we end up asking for, I believe, everything. There was so much more than we could ask for, so we were like, can I have all of it? And the universe was like, bet. And here we are. Smack dab in the middle of all of it. The everything. It's quite all right. It's nice being on it with friends. All right. It's like sailing the seas as a pirate crew, right? Sure, it would be cool to be solo pirating, but it, in my mind, doesn't check out. All right. Having a crew to sing sea shanties with, that is what it's about, right? That's the whole vibe. I guess it depends on what you're being challenged on. If it's a dance battle, aggression is expected and welcome. If it's about your body odor, you need to stop fighting and get and go hose yourself down, Jeeves. Yeah, exactly. That one is a big one. I feel body odor is like such a sensitive topic for people because it's something that happens, and I'm one of those people that because of my tisms, I have to shower every day. Right? If I don't, like for instance, if I have to get in my bed at the end of the day having not showered, it is or having gone through a whole day having not showered, it like dawns on me that there's more and more of the outside now inside my blankets. And my brain is like it does this. You need to stop. You need to stop that. You need to stop that right now. So yeah. I'm imagining this is where my mind goes, Sam. With this, the future where I get to make people melt suits, right? Where technically it will. I don't know. I don't know if melt suit's going to be the name for it. I'll brainstorm more. Part of my mind likes calling things just something simplistic, like material. Get yourself some material, and then this material is supposed to be, at the very least, and this is the way that I imagine it, and I don't know which is going to come first. I hope the advanced version comes first, but I'm willing to iterate. Okay, universe, I'm willing to start small. And in this small start, I imagine this completely sealed in suit. It should have some sort of barrier, and I'm imagining some sort of texture, right? That creates little pressure points, so it touches, but it still has room to move around a little bit, and it has space for air to flow in that little gappy. And then again, you can, with electric charges, fold those things down as well if you wanted to create like an airtight seal. If you wanted to, this is the second kicker for what I want this thing to be able to do, control your body temperature. So there's like little tubules that run all over your suit thingy. And then within the hands and within the feet, there is like increased density, right? Like it really fractals out here onto your hands because a lot of your temperature controlling ability comes from your hands and your feet. And then have like some sort of module right here in the lower back area, creating like some extra lumbar support ideally. Flexibly, of course, having like sections. We'll be able to ideally exchange temperatures, right? So it will move the heat that you're creating. Long term, I would like this. So that's like if I can just get the energy exchange feature to work. That's like my first hope, my first prototype hope. I want to be able to put it on, and I want it to effectively cool me down when I want it to. Then and again, like you can use chargers. It can have batteries at that point. Then I would like to, of course, create, like some sort of material science where if I put an electric charge through it, it switches into one state or another. And with AI, you can develop stuff like that simpler. I'm not going to say simply, but simpler. Then the next step would be being able to actually harvest the energy, right? Instead of just powering your material to keep you cold or warm, right? You actually use your own body temperature to self-regulate, where that thing will capture the radiant heat that your body puts out and turn it into some sort of useful form of energy. If I can do that, then it's like, where do you put that energy? Do you put that energy towards actually like cooling yourself down or whatever? I imagine it having screens, all right, LEDs, flexible LEDs all the way on the outside that would be programmable, right? And I imagine it from this perspective of being like little strips of screens, so you can still get like some cool texture in the suit. So it's not just all screen, which could be cool, but I imagine style is going to play a big role. And then, of course, you can program the clothing that you want to wear, right? You can fill those little screens of whatever you want to. And then, of course, I'm going to be making clothes. I'm going to be designing, I'm going to be wearing new outfits every day. That's going to be a part of my art then again as well. The future. The future. The future is upon us, friends. And I don't want to stop there. That's like this. Those are the things that I think I will do, right? So all of the things that I've now mentioned, those are all of the things that I, with a high degree of confidence, since that's today's stream topic, I believe with a high degree of confidence that before I die, or let's say it this way, that when I die, I will be wearing at least the screened version, right? Like I've already at least gotten to the point where it keeps my body at stasis, the temperature it wants to be at. It helps adapt to my heart rate, cooling me down in anticipation of me doing extraneous work. And of course, having the ability to output light on LED little screens. I 100% confidence, unless I die tomorrow, right? That would be unfortunate. But if I get to live the kind of timeline I want to live, that one is going to be made. But I want more, of course. The next step is basically keeping all of the technological functionality that I've mentioned, but making it nanomachines. All right. So in that case, instead of your material being shipped to you as a pair of clothing, and again, with electric charge, you can have your material like form fit to your body, even if it's kind of loose, right? You can create different little textiles that when they are energized, they tighten themselves, right? And then you can technically almost create like flash states where it will now know, and then you can create like a little chamber for it to keep it clean as well. So you don't need to keep buying new pairs of clothing. Ideally, you buy yourself one material and then you program what you wear instead of choosing what you wear, right, out of a closet. Because again, it's like a matter of efficiency's sake. Like whenever we go somewhere, we have to carry this whole luggage case filled of a bunch of changes of clothing. That is such a slap. I hate it. I really hate it. It makes me crazy. Makes me want to go apeshit. I can just see myself jumping up and down on like the bedding of like a hotel room, because I wish I didn't have a bag. And of course, I have never done such a thing, but for some reason in this circumstance, it's happening. So after that, right, like I imagine the next step of the material is just going to be nanomachines, where instead of it being something that is, with all of its nanotubules and very sophisticated engineered materials, it's going to come in a jar. Your material will be shipped to you in a jar. And then instead of you almost like climbing in from the back, and then it kind of like closes up behind you, because that's probably the way the initial material is going to have to be worn. And again, I know that sucks ass for having to go to the bathroom. We can figure something out for that as well, surely. There can be something done. But next level of material is going to be in a jar, all right? Your clothing gets shipped to you in a jar. And then you, of course, take off your old material, and then you dip your hand into the new one. And then it basically conforms to your body. And then it stays. It stays what you want it to be, right? You can like create textures and stuff on it then as well, right? Like the level of sophistication is gonna go whole nother level. And then for me, talking about the whole suitcase thing, you're like, oh, but Melt, I don't just put my clothing in my suitcase. I put this thing and that thing. Yeah, that's what I'm fucking talking about. Right? When it's nanomachines, it is all the things, everything, all of the things that you could have ever wanted to put in the bag to bring alongside you, now is on you. You are wearing it, right? And then when I want a screwdriver, I need to. Maybe I won't be driving screws at that point, but let's say for something understandable, I want a screwdriver. Then I take off like my glove. All right, sure, my skin will now be exposed for the next while, and I might still have a glove of nanosuit on this hand, but I turn this little arm section into screwdriver, and then I use screwdriver, and then after I'm done the screwdriver, I crush it, and it becomes a part of my suit again. I don't know if I'll get one of those, and it drives me insane that I can't, with a high degree of confidence, say that I can do that. Because the other stuff, technologically and engineering wise, we're like 4 years maximum out from knowing how to do everything that I just said. But not the nanomachines, the initial material of the screens and the temperature control. The nanomachines one, I don't know, yo. It sounds really hard. And again, for me, it's just the programmability. That's the thing that I don't understand how to do. Like, how do you get something infinitesimally small to understand instructions? Maybe our chip technology will become sophisticated enough at that point. The way I imagine it probably working is that a part of your material is going to be some sort of bracelet, probably, right? So you'll dip your hand in the material, and maybe there will be like a little bracelet that's on the edge of the jar, and then as you dip your hand in it, snaps onto your wrist. Yeah, fuck yeah. I can see it happening. I can imagine it in my brain. I can hold it in my hand. Must have. Yes, and then that bracelet will essentially put out a field, right? So it will be the computer and field generator, and then all of the machines will essentially be aligning themselves to the field that you are putting out as what you want, right? And this will be almost like the thing controlling all of them. So they'll have, instead of having to have processors of their own, they'll essentially just have antennae, right? Like the ability to receive a signal and occupy themselves into that frequency. Each of them can have like a labeled state, and then you can like almost like imagine like programming a wave function that literally conforms to your body, and every single state wants to almost like gravitate towards the point on the line that they're supposed to be conforming around your body. And then you could. No, I don't think you can. Maybe you could. You could make them make you bulletproof, right? But they're gonna have to, again, you're going to probably have to have like sensors on your body. Maybe your eyes will be already sophisticated enough to like feed directly into them. That's the other thing, is that these nanomachines, I'm imagining them just staying outside of the body. If we have that level of technology where I can have nanomachines outside of my body, I probably have them inside my body too. What will I become? How will I stay confident? You're going to become more. How will I stay humble? How? How does one stay humble? huh. The way that my mind is like almost like making sense of it is you just stay friendly. All right. Like I'm imagining this now imagined version of me, nanomachines occupying my body. And again, at the sophistication that I imagine this, those nanomachines essentially have the goal of ensuring that processes as they're supposed to continue as they should. Right. So having a big old laceration on my arm would not be as it should be. So it would close itself back up again because it's losing vital resource here. We can't have that. Right. Now imagine you are that. Somebody can like literally stab you and then they'll watch after they pull the knife out as it grows back closed again. Are you going to be confident or humble in that moment? I'm guessing, and again, we were talking about the whole seeking some level of security, right? Trying to escape our insecurities. I don't know if it's an insecurity of mine to want to be that powerful, as much as it is just a matter of almost like fascination. It's like, if that is possible, I want to make it so. I'm willing to sign up for the experimental treatments. I'm willing to give myself to humanity if it means consciously evolving. Right? And again, I'm like, I can't even imagine how this must sound to someone that's not myself. It makes sense to me that I think this way, but what must you think? Am I being crazy? Is this confidence? Is this humility? I can't imagine it registers that way. I think where the humility came in today is in acknowledging that I do know I will be able to make like the prototype version of the suit at the very least. The version of the suit that I had imagined purely for the sake of nice, right? Just for the nice. It's nice to have lights. It's nice to stay cold or warm when you want to be soft, right? It's nice. And then for me, of course, it's nice when you go beyond, but it's more like practical, I feel, where it goes beyond nice and it enters like a world of this is what I want from a practical perspective. Again, what will we become? Is more confidence required? Is more humility required for our species right now? I think more trust is required. And we are going to see the rest of the planet get on board with what has been verifiably trustable. There's not many things. We're entering a wacky age where it's already at a point where I have actually been bamboozled. I have been convinced that something might have actually happened, and it was 100% AI, right? And I really didn't think that it would have already happened to me. TBH, promise you. I remember when the AI videos just started dropping, and I was like, I can tell, like I can still feel there's some weirdness happening there. There's something weird. And then I saw something recently, and I was like, this is weird. But I didn't say something's weird, right? It was like I thought that this that I was thinking is weird was a this to be weird, when it was in fact a figment of a machine's imagination. And I guess that can be weird as well. But as soon as it's something that's taken as truth, that's where the wheels come flying off the car. Sideways. Instantly, body on body on the road. Sparks are being thrown. Melty, we are bulletproof. We just don't know it yet. Yeah, yeah, sure. That's so cursed, bro. That concerns me because I get what you're saying. It's like I get what you're saying. We just don't know it yet. Suddenly, there, I'm emboldened with a sense of false confidence, being like, I'm gonna go find out. I'm gonna go find out if I am in fact bulletproof. Watch out, world. Oh, no, 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 snaps. Remember to remain grateful for the simplicity of the structure, humble and happy. Simplicity of them structures. It's not becoming to that, though, right? It's not combative to think something, say something, sound like simple survival process. Yeah, I believe that too, right? And again, there is a certain level of confidence that you need to embody to keep yourself safe almost, in some ways. Keep yourself from spiraling. I ran into my very oldest friend recently. She and I had been bonded for 37 years. We never dated. We've just always been close. Been estranged for 10 years until 2 weeks ago. We might be getting married. Bro, it's amazing. River cool. My dude. My bro D knows. My bro Chachio Chach. Oh, like that. I feel like I'm thinking about all of the fractals of you supporting, the love that I've found in my life and you finding that love in yours. Bless you too so much. Never underestimate this universe. Congrats. Both of you did all of that growing to be these full people for one another. First, Melt, you successfully conveyed states of concern. I observe the stiffening you do. You seem to not be aware those potential changes communicate more than your words. Maybe I'm not. You seem to not be aware. Maybe I'm not, though. I feel like I am always aware of exactly as much as I'm supposed to be. Right? And sometimes I find myself aware of more. And in those moments, I have to explore my own emotional depth. And it's not always easy to do that, It's like when you've already done a lot of emotional depth exploring more emotional depth is not easier proportionally, unfortunately at least. I think it only gets harder because it's like infinity, right? Imagine depth is like infinity into this plane, right? And then a torus field is essentially an infinity symbol for me, almost in imagination, on a two-dimensional plane, right? So now imagine this torus field growing, like this infinity symbol is growing, right? And you can experience infinity always. And then you explore your own emotional depth and you're like reaching into the rest of the universe. You're still exploring the infinity that you are. But the deeper you go with your emotional depth, the more of this reality you're going to have to take into consideration. And the less you have to hide behind. I feel like that's the big thing that makes it hard. Because you can't bullshit yourself that much. That much you can still, always room for more self-bullshit, but not as much, right? Like there's some underlying things you have to come to, like accept. Gain some confidence in even, right? Become confident that you can't be confident about what's going on. You can be confident about who you are, or at least who you want to be, but what's going on? I don't know, y'all. I just work here. I don't know. I ran. I think I've read that one. Love is true. Damn show. Never underestimate the universe. I thought my soul was too jaded to believe in having that as an option. I'm pretty grumpy and picky and judgmental about humans. Suddenly I'm in love. So crazy. It's wild how it works that way, isn't it? I am all of those things as well. Pretty grumpy and picky and judgmental. Fuck. Me too, bro. And as a result, we do find ourselves very distanced. Like, I'll be very nice to you, but don't touch my heart. Don't touch my heart, or else. or else. I'll grumpy harder. I only got finger guns, but or else. So crazy. Rejuvenated and revived and reanimated. A dormant dragon wakes and walks again. Thank you for the congratulations, Mojo. I'm stupid about the whole thing. No, you're not, bro. You know what you're doing. You're showing up for love, right? And you know that love is true because obviously you both have loved one another this whole time. And having been estranged for 10 years, right? It's almost like you were given the opportunity to realize what you've been missing, right? It's weird how the universe works that way, right? Like you might be some age right now, and you're like, oh, I'll never find, someone to love. Boom, as our beloved Joe said, you've been bonded for 37 years. I don't know if you've been friends since you were babies, but I don't know if you're 30 older than 37. 37 years is a long time, to have someone in your life. It's enough time to know if you want to have them in your life or not. Bless you, bro. I'm so happy for you, man. So much love. Reanimated dragon. Try not to crush old buildings, Godzilla. Happy for you, bro. Joe, this is pretty fast. And if you were anybody else, I might be concerned. Happy for you, man. Yeah, again, right? Like if it was some girl he met at the bar that he now is convinced he wants to marry, then we would have been like, hey Joe, let's hit the brakes a little bit, bro. I've only known this person for like a couple of days. Maybe it's not the time to make life-changing decisions. But 37 years, we'll assume 27 of those years, having been in each other's lives, that's a fair bit of time. I'm a strong believer in you need to have almost like known someone through like seasons. You need to know someone through seasons. You need to like see all of the different people that they're capable of being, and then you have to come to a conclusion. And it doesn't necessarily mean everything is going to be perfect because you have accepted with confidence that you can find love in that relationship. But it is definitely one of those things where it hurts more not to love. Find yourself just like weighing on the inside. Your soul weeps. Oh, wouldn't it be nice if I could find someone to love? The soul says. And then the soul is like, bet though, here's someone to love. And then the ego goes. And the universe goes, here, how about this, ego? And then the soul is like, yeah, love is true, little ego, little human body. Love is true. Oh, you can't deny it. I've been teaching you this lesson over and over again. I'll teach it to you again, old man. Stop it. Stop messing with me. You're older than I am. Alexis, Melty, God bless you. Become his favorite. Become his favorite. I'm seeing a little castle as a profile picture. That's nice. Bless you. Where have you found me, dear friend? Are you here from YouTube side? Are you here from the Zora side? I don't think I've seen your name here before. Bless. Thank you for joining us. Sam, this has been a long time coming for her and I. We made a pact when we were children that if neither of us were married by 40, then we would give it a go. I mean, 37 is The rocks throw away from 40, and you found each other when you were supposed to. Bro, that's so cute. Now we're just here and we are entertaining the idea. Love is true. Melty, we're already well over it. MeltMore is describing the construct sense, this construct scene from Matrix, where they load all life's necessities. Maybe in part, now we're just here and we're entertaining the idea. Melt is off into the future dimension, missing the miracles of the present. No, I'm here. I'm here. Look at me. Presenting. Noticing miracles. What? Is that a miracle I see? Freaking looking at miracles right now. Here's a miracle here as well. It's a miracle. Scratches from my ear, scratches. My scratches. My scratches, scratches. Want more? You want more? Oh, that looks like a stretch. Oh, it's a stretches. Oh, comes for the lap. Oh, stretches. You're such a long dog. How'd you get so long? You're such a long one. Is this what you wanted? Love you, brother. Thank you for the love, I'm guessing. You better not be both farting in my face, bro. I feel like you're farting on me, dude. I'm getting like some sounds from down there. Oh, getting some strange sounds. Strange sounds on this. Oh, alright, some come first. Is this what you wanted? Sheets, double yawns. Give me that sleepy eepies. No, don't lick me. Don't lick me. Don't do that. I don't like that. Thank you. Yeah, I've seen what this guy gets up to. The cats are hunters, and there are rats and mice on the farm. But the cats are not hungry because we feed them. But they still love killing things. So they do kill the ratatas and masasians, and then they leave them here on the grass. And then I'll come outside to do yoga. And then I see this guy like something. And I walk up close and then I just see like it's dehydrated rat. And I'm like, oh. Farm dog. He loves it though. It's the best thing ever for him. And then I go, bro, stop it. Stop doing that, dude. That's fucking gross. So. And then he feels bad about it for a second. You're not comfortable anymore. You want to go somewhere else? I'll tickle your freaking toes though. Go do some toe ticklings. I'm gonna go somewhere. Huh? No, he doesn't seem like he wants to go somewhere. He just wants to. No. No, please. Talking about, right? Why I don't want to get licked by him. Confirmation of my thoughts. Thank you for the confirmation of my thoughts. Love is true. So Melt got schooled in cat ways. More than from books, eh? Yeah. We have 4 cats. Daughters Minx, Shelby, Carlos, and Cinnamon. Ginger passed a while ago. 4 catos. That's many cats. And he chases all of them. None of them are allowed to be on ground floor. All of them need to be always running away if he can see them. You just start running already. Chill out, bro. Chillax. It's not that big deal. Chillakas. Chillackums. Chillakius. Oh, Chillakius. Sometimes I imagine that if I skiz him enough, he'll just like be like, "Nah, okay, fine. This is not comfortable. I'll just go somewhere else." But he has extreme tolerance. He's looking at the ants down there. Ah, such creatures. I thought he was gonna leave. Let me quickly switch my legs though. Better again. It's time. I just noticed we've been here for an hour. I was kind of like, is there anything else to be said about confidence? Am I confident about anything? And then I'm like, yeah, I can show flower. Such creature comforter. He is such a creature comforter. So comforty creature. Oh my god. Oh my god. Now don't lick me. You freaking, no, you dare lick me. Ha ha ha. Ha. Rook. I have convinced him to find himself somewhere else without having to shoo him away. This is the best case scenario. This is how I want it. Playing some psychological warfares. Landru Kun. Hey friend. Thank you for joining us. I see Grizel is joining us too. No longer mod. What a shame. What's his name though? His name is Kobe. Cobius. Cobius Maximus. Kobaya. Cobain. Cobanis. Kobanianos. Kobani. His name is Kobe. Ooh, yeah. This right here. Ooh, like, who did that? Tell me. Somebody tell me who did that. Who made that thing? Well, who thought that was a good idea? Whoa. Whoa, yo. Like that. Yeah, let's see if we can find something else that's nice. Yay, whoa, what's that? How I do that? Let's see. That's some pretty cool stuff as well. Yeah. Yeah. All right. One more of the full thing. Maybe just these little pieces as well. And then I shall read. What does it mean? What would it say? Hey, don't tell me. Okay, thank goodness. I was about to say, I was refreshing my Patreon and it wasn't showing me yesterday's flower. How we hold the light. But Matt, you can't hold the light. Exactly. I want the truth. Not my reflection polished to a shine, but what's real. I bring sharp questions, bright tools. Then notice the arrow curving towards the target I painted. The lantern loving my favorite corner. Truth bends if you only pull it towards you. So I loosen my grip. I see what straightens, hang up certainty like a scarf. Truth bends if you only pull it towards you. So I loosen my grip, see what straightens, hang up certainty like a scarf. Your hill, my hill, two maps. We trace the overlaps, mark the gaps, label the blank parts. Here we wander. Kindness is part of the method. Truth with no care is a knife with no handle. Care with no truth is a blanket over the eyes. I don't know can be a door, not a wall. Bring your compass, I'll bring my light. We'll swap maps, change our minds, walk together. The truth isn't a trophy. It's a direction we share. Where we point decides what we see. Thank you, friends, for pointing your seers at me. Seeing me. I'm seen. Looking back at you. I can't see you, but you can feel seen. Thank you, friends, for joining me. Hey, it's okay if I be here, but don't chat. Don't reset the time, though. Your time just got reset because you asked. I'm so sorry, Chriselle. I have oppositional defiance. You can't just ask for rules, though. You can't just. It doesn't work like that. I don't like rules. I am very conservative with my modding of people, and I already technically have someone else on the short list. So maybe you could find yourself on the short list. Eventually you will, Chriselle. It's gonna take a couple of years because I know you're like 13 or something, right? Like your brain has to be developed properly before you can have power, I think. I'm trying to show you Kiet. Is Kiet behind me? There she goes. All right. Love you, friends. It's now time for me to say goodbye. I thank you for joining me. Sending you so much love, and I'll see you again soon. Tomorrow. Goodbye, everybody.